Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the installment of Scott Selections here for Thursday, April 1st. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We're having a nice, easy winner with the Knicks and Timberwolves under 219 at minus 109 on DraftKings. Game went exactly the way I thought it would. I thought it would end in the either high 190s or low 200s. Game ended up landing at 203. The line really made no sense. I thought it would drop from 219 to probably around 217, 216. I believe it ended up landing at around 217 and a half. Really never in doubt. You had to sweat out a little bit of overtime draws late. But Knicks blew a massive lead. Timberwolves ended up winning, but that doesn't matter to us. We ended up cashing a nice, easy under. But looking at the play of the day here for April 1st, we're going to be going back to the NBA. It's going to sound like a pretty similar play to what we had yesterday. It's going to be on a matchup between the 76ers and the Cavaliers, taking place at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we like the under once again, and the best line currently available is 214.5, and minus 110 on Fox by time recording of 2:17 a.m. Eastern Time. Couple reasons why I like the under in this spot. First of all, you look at both teams in the recent results, they have been flying under the total. Each of Cleveland's last 4 games have gone under. Meanwhile, 4 of Philadelphia's last 5 games have gone under. You look at Cleveland in particular, this team's offense has been the worst offense in the entire league all season long. Cleveland currently ranks last in offense efficiency. If you look at the last 3 games, Cleveland has scored less than 99 points. They're entering this game following a game against Utah in which it only scored 75. So there's a really good chance that Cleveland in itself against any defense would struggle to score. However, Philadelphia is elite defensively with or without Embiid. Philadelphia ranks second in defense efficiency in the entire league. And without Embiid, this team with Ben Simmons and Tybal and pretty much everybody they have, including Dwight Howard, who has still been a pretty solid rim protector for this team, they've really dominated on the defensive end. And Cleveland is so bad offensively and has struggled so much over the last couple of games. Cleveland should probably not reach 100 points in this spot, and it really wouldn't surprise me if they finish in the low 90s. Now, Cleveland does return home following a long road trip, so maybe there's a bit of a spark there, but I don't think it's going to be that noticeable because Philadelphia defensively is fantastic and Cleveland offensively is absolutely terrible. But if you actually want to look at some meetings so far this season, these teams have played twice up to this point, and both games finished with less than 213 points in regulation. The last meeting finished at 184 in regulation before going to overtime and having 37 points in overtime. Embiid did play in that game. However, they did play earlier in the year, like way earlier, about the 3rd game of the year, and Embiid was not in the lineup, and that game ended up landing at 212. So you look at the way that these teams have played so far this season, Cleveland has one of the slowest paces in the entire league. They should try to control the pace. I think that Philadelphia, offensively, who really only has a handful of shot creators at most. You have Tobias Harris at this point. Simmons is mostly a driver who can't really shoot, more of a facilitator. Other than that, though, you have a bunch of role players, and that's basically it. Without Embiid, Philly has definitely been offensively challenged. You haven't really noticed because they keep winning because of their defense. But with both teams and their questionable offenses at this point, I do think this total is still too high. I think there should be money on the under. Should probably close at around 212 or so, so I do think you'll end up seeing a decent amount of line movement. But one thing before we wrap up, looking at a long-term trend between these two teams, the under is 18-6 in the last 24 meetings in Cleveland. So you look at the way that these teams have played in recent years, the games have gone under mostly, and you look at the just recent performances by both teams, I think this game should be a pretty solid bet for the under. I do think you'll see a lot of line movement, so I would get this sooner rather than later. The play that I once again here for Thursday, April 1st, is going to be on the 76ers and the Cavaliers under 214.5 and minus 110 on Fox Bet. That's been Solomon Scott talking to all of you in respective bets today. Bye, everyone.